Welcome everybody, it's Solomon. In this video we are going to be talking about why our characters are our characters inside Infinite Warfare Zombies. So this may seem like a weird question at first, but if you think about it, these characters were actually chosen specifically by none other than Willard Wyler, and it makes me really question why he decided to choose these people. Well, of course he knew they had to be actors or actresses, but there's a problem with why he chose these people is because just how he went about doing it, because we already know how Willard Wyler does his movies. He gets real people and puts them inside the movies before he can get this really cool effect and everything. It's just all beautiful and everything, and we have an understanding of that. But there's a problem with choosing these characters specifically, and I'm going to be talking about all the different reasons people give and why they're most likely wrong. But anyways, let's actually get into the first one. So a lot of people like to say is that he wants them for his new movie, because we also do hear Willard Wyler starting up his movie career. He's coming out of retirement and all that beautiful stuff, and it makes a lot of sense to say that way until you think about it a little bit more, when you actually realize what movies our characters have actually been in. And these are actually Rave in the Redwood and Zombies in Spaceland. And funnily enough, these are movies that have already came out. So there's kind of a problem with you releasing a new movie when you're actually playing old movies, because these are his original movies. So why are characters reliving these movies that they already had characters do? And inside Rave in the Redwood, Kevin Smith and his friend, I do apologize, I forgot his friend's name, but they are the ones who we assume are the original people who played Rave in the Redwood, were the first people who went over there and died and all that stuff and all that good stuff, except Kevin didn't die, but his friend did. And they released that version of the movie with Kevin Smith and his friend, and that was the one that everybody saw. But why send our characters through the same exact thing? It makes little to no sense. But we may get an answer from Kevin Smith for this, and Kevin Smith actually talks about Zombies in Spaceland, because when I believe Poindexter talks to him when you're doing the Easter egg and you go interact with him and they start talking back and forth between each other, we actually hear that Poindexter says they escaped Zombies in Spaceland, and then Kevin Smith replies with Zombies in Spaceland is a Saturday cartoon for children compared to Rave in the Redwood. And we're wondering, oh, maybe he's talking about that maybe he also went through Zombies in Spaceland, and that's why our characters are also going through it, because this time around they're going through all his previous films until they're ready for his final film that he wants to now make. But there's another problem with this, and we see this in the intro cutscene to Rave in the Redwood. And as you guys can tell from the intro, Willard Wyler is not happy these characters survived Zombies in Spaceland. He's not happy about any of this. He's not happy when we finish Rave in the Redwood. He's upset about this. He doesn't like this. And to say that he still wants our characters to continue even though he seems pretty upset, it just seems absurd to me, because how can you just do something? He's by himself. You don't hide anything while you're by yourself. Maybe if he was actually talking to our characters, and maybe he was like, oh no, but then kind of wanted to just do that reverse psychology thing. But that's not the case here, because even when he's not talking to characters, like I said inside the intro cutscene of Rave in the Redwood, that's not the case. He's still upset. He's actually upset. So that's a really big problem to this. But we also can't even say for certain that Kevin Smith even went through Zombies in Spaceland. He does talk about it, but he never said he went through it. He could just say that maybe he watched it before he went to Rave in the Redwood and saw how it's just a Sunday cartoon compared to this. That could also be the case. So we don't have any proof for this at all. It just doesn't make any sense at all, especially with Willard Wyler reacts even in private. But there's another reason he actually sends people into movies, and it's a pretty interesting one, and we actually heard about this inside Rave in the Redwoods for the first time, and he just threw people inside his horror movies just to flat out get rid of them, to kill them, to make them disappear. He did this multiple times. If you listen to any of the sticker pack things, I forget what exactly they're called, but we have quotes from so many different characters, his daughter, son-in-law, and just a lot of different people actually. And all of these he had a reason for actually wanting to kill, and he's killed multiple people like this. He just wanted to get rid of them, which, oh wait, that makes sense for this one, right? But again, there's another problem, because from our knowledge at least, he's never even met our characters before. So why does he even want to kill these people in the first place? He has no motive at all. So how it actually seems to me, it seems like what they're doing, they're getting confused, the people who are writing this, unless there's something more to come, which I hope there is. But at this specific point in time when I'm recording this, it seems, at least to me, that they're kind of mixing the two together. they're trying to say he does want to kill them, but he also wants them for his new movie. They're combining the two reasonings between the reasons why he wants to send our characters inside these movies. They're combining them and just not making sense of either of them, because you can't really have both of these. I guess you can, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense for him, like I said earlier, to not want our characters to continue through these movies. It makes no sense at all. And of course, like I said, the second reason that he just wants to kill our characters seems more likely at this point, because we don't actually have that much information of the outside world. So maybe he actually does know our characters and wants to kill them for some reason, but we can't say for certain. But maybe there's some other reason. Maybe we have to use our characters as some sacrifice or something along those lines, maybe something like that, but we'll have to see in the future. As of right now, it just doesn't make that much sense. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, go ahead and thumbs up, and if you guys want to stay tuned for content similar to this, go ahead and subscribe. But I'm gonna go, and I will catch you guys on my next video.